just a witch here and there. Mostly it's a lot of scrubbing and scouring and sweeping. Lots and lots of sweeping.
Dizzy just wouldn't be Dizzy without you, Anna Cathcart. We couldn't imagine anyone else trying to fill her VK boots. You brought a fun and quirky energy to Dizzy's character, so we're not at all surprised that she's one of our favorite VKs. We can't wait to see you reprise your role as Kitty in To All the Boys, P.S. I Still Love You. But in the meantime, we're going to find out a little bit more about your girl, Dizzy Tremaine. Dizzy Tremaine is one of the coolest kids from the aisle, but a lot about her remains a mystery. Watch until the end to find out who Dizzy's father is. Here's a clue: he's very handsome.
So as soon as we get to Oregon, you have to try ice cream. And go swimming? I can take you to the Enchanted Lake.
All about Dizzy. She may be from the Isle of the Lost, but she found her passion from a very young age. Much like Evie, Dizzy is a staple in the fashion industry, and she lives to collaborate. You might be asking yourself, how can someone as sweet as Dizzy have been raised by villains? Well, you and us both. Somehow Dizzy grew up to be the exact opposite of her family, but we're not complaining. As it turns out, Dizzy's grandmother, Lady Tremaine, put her to work at the Curl Up and Dye beauty salon from a young age, undoubtedly sparking Dizzy's desire to become a fashionista. Although Dizzy might not be anything like her family, she is who she is because of them. Where is Dizzy's mom? We first meet Dizzy in Descendants 2 when Mal comes knocking for a full-blown makeover. Dizzy's mother is Drizella Tremaine, one of Cinderella's wicked stepsisters. She's proving herself to be vain, mean, and everything in between, so we're not surprised that she wound up on the aisle. Oddly enough, we never get to see Drizella in the Descendants movies, and Dizzy barely ever talks about her. So where is she? And why isn't she in the picture? Well, it turns out, Dizzy isn't an only child. She has 6 other sisters that need taking care of, so it makes sense that Dizzy would spend most of her time with her grandmother, working to make extra money and pursuing her passions at the same time. Drizella isn't an absent mother, she's a busy one. Dizzy was raised by her grandmother. Lady Tremaine may have treated her stepdaughter Cinderella in the most terrible way, but when it comes to Dizzy, she has a soft spot. Sure, she gets Dizzy to do maintenance in her hair salon, but she also gives her a platform to practice her vocations. At first glance, Lady Tremaine is a spiteful and evil woman with a hidden agenda, but once you take a closer look, you realize that she has as many layers as Shrek. The Isle of the Lost has transformed her into a caring grandma.
Yes, I have everything.
Are you sure?
I'm sure, Granny.
Oh, really? My glue gun!
Why else would she have smiled when Dizzy hugged her goodbye in Descendants 3? Lady Tremaine practically raised Dizzy single-handedly, and she's very proud of her. Anastasia and Anthony Tremaine. So now that we know that Drizella isn't glued to Dizzy's side, let's find out what her mother's twin sister, Anastasia Tremaine, is up to. Unlike Drizella, Anastasia only has one child, and his name is Anthony. But Anastasia isn't supposed to be on the aisle, since she did turn good in the second and third Cinderella movies. So we're guessing that Anastasia is more than a little bitter because she wound up on the aisle anyway. Her son Anthony is 16 years old and appears in novels like The Isle of the Lost and Return to the Isle of the Lost. Despite playing a significant role in the books, Anthony was cut out from the films. Cinderella and Chad charming. Before the barrier was taken down in D3, Dizzy's extended family lived happily ever after on the other side of the water. Cinderella is Dizzy's step-aunt, making Chad charming her step-cousin too. So you would think that Chad would welcome Dizzy with open arms once she crossed over to Aradon, but that just isn't Chad's style. It looks like Dizzy doesn't have a relationship with her step-family, which makes sense considering that they never met before. But we're sure Dizzy would love to meet Cinderella and show her that not all of the Tremaines have a hidden agenda. The family she chooses. It's old news that VKs don't have the best relationships with their parents and siblings, which is why most VKs choose a family of their own. Dizzy designed the little hats that Celia Facilier proudly wears, which is how Celia and Dizzy became such good friends. Dizzy may already have 6 sisters, but clearly she sees Evie as her big and awesome sister too. Dizzy loves her family, but she's extremely loyal and protective when it comes to her friends. She'll do just about anything for the core 4 while getting up to no good with her best pal Celia. Who is Dizzy's dad? We told you he was handsome and we weren't joking around, but he's also a wicked villain who'll do just about anything to become a king, even if that means freezing a few hearts along the way. Dizzy's father is none other than Hans from the Southern Isles. We love this theory because it checks out. Hans has red hair and is known for being the youngest and smallest out of all his siblings. He was tormented by his siblings while growing up, which is something that Dizzy has in common. Dizzy's dad would have wanted to have a big family because he came from one. Dizzy is also on the small side, has reddish hair, and is teased by her family and put to work, just like Hans. What do you guys think? Is Hans Dizzy's father? Sound off in the comments. Everything you need to know about Dizzy Tremaine's family. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you love all things Disney, and don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. We'll see you next time on The Things.